outside of Prosecco. I was like, how about you explain this very understandable thing you just said out loud?
It wasn't on the screen.
You guys, I don't know if you knew this very technical term.
Cameras weren't there. It happened beforehand.
Also, so
they didn't film it.
Can we just keep doing this bit forever? Also, she's talking to Owen.
Lens cap on.
Also, when she's talking to Owen about how Dr. Chris made her throw her life away by her only applying to TU, she's like, I could be going to Yale with Holly J. And I just wrote down, like, girl, like,
no,
you couldn't, you got declined from TU. Like, you were not getting into Yale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what delusional part of your brain is like, I couldn't get into Toronto University, but sure, Yale. That makes
whatever.
sense. As an international student.
Fine.
Although she would have had to probably pay more, so it could have upped her odds, let's be real. But yeah, that's all I remember from that scene. And then we're with Connor and Wesley, right?
Yeah.
And Wesley's like, don't do creepy shit anymore. And he's like,
wait.
I promise, I'm over it.
Yeah,
is
Wesley
this before or after?
Have you threw out all the girls' underpants? Which I hope I never have to ask a friend.
It's a nightmare scenario. Wait, is this before or after Anya and her mom are talking to Mr. Simpson?
Oh, that's before, I think. I don't know. Before. Yeah. My next note is Holly J, stop sexualizing your friend. Pair laptop.
At one point around here, somebody called somebody a crap bucketer, and I didn't know what it meant, but I loved it. Crap bucketer.
That doesn't really roll off the tongue. Like, it's too many consonants that involve like really trying hard at too close together.
I do not remember that.
Someone uses the term crap bucketer.
Incredible.
I think Anya is talking to Holly J about how she didn't get into school and how she's like trying to last minute apply to places.
So this is after her mom and her talk to Simpson.
Okay, I don't remember.
Yeah, she and her mom talked to Simpson. This might actually be before Connor. Who cares? Anyway, she and her mom are talking to Simpson, and her mom is like weirdly cool about this. Like, she's very sad, but she's also like super chill. Like, I just want you to do your best. And I'm like, oh man, like my mother would have like flayed me alive. Like,
I mean, she just like went through a whole cancer thing, so maybe she's like, there are worse things, we can like figure it out.
That's true. But she is
that
being very
post-cancer
cool.
outlook is always really accepting and calm. I trust you.
That is fair, but also like if I had only applied to one college because of a boy that I wasn't even dating.
Oh no.
My mother would have
because of a man.
like I would have been destroyed. Like, but yeah, her mom's weirdly cool, and also we find out that there's there's one school left that will like accept a late application or whatever, and maybe she'll get in.
And Holly J, and then she talks to Holly J about it, and she's like, oh, you can go off to school and like meet new boys, and she's like, not Owen. Like, you're not going to keep dating Owen, right?
Yeah.
I think that she says this many times in the episode.
And then also she's talking, Anya admits to Holly J that she did coke, and she's like, are you going to like be judgmental about this? And Holly J's like, no, of course, or no. I think Holly J was like, I'm not going to be judgmental. I'm not judgmental. And Anya says, isn't that what the J stands for? Which like brought me joy. That was nice.
But we learned that the J stands for Jeanette.
It stands for Jeanette, which I think we already knew because we've met her mom, who's called her Holly Jeanette before.
I don't remember.
When she was mad. Anyway.
Holly J's the kind of person who lets you know what the J stands for as many times as possible.
That is absolutely true. Also, Holly J has a very valid reaction to Anya being like, by the way, I'm Anya and I did coke last night on a school night. Because let's keep in mind, this is still fucking Anya. Anya who larps.
The thing about this, like, this children's club that exists, a children's club would not have their children's night on a fucking school night either.
It's very confusing.
Maybe it's not a children's club. Maybe it's just a club that's really easy to get into, so only children
that I
go
guess
there.
is open and bumping all week long.
I guess so.
Just a real hot spot in Toronto.
It's a happening joint.
It looks like a nightmare.
It looks like it's always daytime outside.
It does. It looks like
I would get dragged to on a bachelor party and complain the entire fucking time.
Yeah. No, it looks like you're gonna open the doors and it's gonna be 3 p.m. It's just like the lighting is way too blue. Like everyone looks a little sweaty. Like it's just.
And there's somehow still a line around the corner to get in.
Absolutely. Like you can, it's one of those things that like you watch this scene and you're just like, I can smell what it smells like in there.
Oh no.
It smells like sweat.
Like it's
ass.
You know what? It looks like a frat house basement with like random elevated couches thrown in there. But it looks like it smells like a frat house basement, which is not good. The floor is probably sticky.
I have not.
You don't want to go. It's not good.
I don't feel like I missed out.
Yeah.
No.
My brother was the vice president of his fraternity, and I like went there twice, and I was like, no, I'm good.
I never went to my brother's fraternity.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, you're gonna have to help me with more timeline.
That's fine.
Do we talk to Fiona next?
Now we talk to Fiona, and Fiona's talking to Holly J about the whole Charlie and the cat situation.
Right.
And we find out that Fiona's mother still does not know that Charlie lives there.
And then we learn that Fiona has like bites or something on her arm.
She thinks she has like a rash, so she thinks she might be allergic to Mr. Tuxedo Pants. And that's like basically all for that scene. Sean, do you have anything about that?
I don't know. I remember Eli and Fiona talking and just remembering that I forgot that they were friends and really enjoying their friendship.
I love that they're friends.
Maybe she's talking to Eli.
No, because I wrote Mama Coin and only Fiona and only Holly J calls her Mama Coin.
That's true.
But I do love the Eli
she talks
Fiona
to him later.
friendship.
Yeah, she talks to him later. Oh, and then we're with Owen and Anya. And
Anya's like freaking out applying to the school. They're writing like an essay for it.
Yeah.
And Owen's like, you should just call them, which like they're not going to know who you are from a piece of paper. You should call them. And I'm like, this isn't terrible advice. And he's being supportive, which is like weirdly like okay of him.
Yeah, but he's also kind of doing it for selfish reasons.
Owen is kind of good now.
Kind of. But he's doing this like for slightly selfish reasons because she's freaking out about her paper. And he's like, wait, you're not going to be able to hang out with me before I leave for my hockey tournament? Didn't know he played hockey. This is brand new information.
He mentions going on his hockey trip. And I'm just like, fucking hockey trips, man. Only in Canada is somebody like, oh, my hockey trip's coming up.
True. My hockey tournament. Although my brother played hockey and he went to like away games and shit.
Do you play it in the spring though?
I don't remember.
Isn't it? This is post spring break.
Well, it's indoors, so I think
True.
my brother like kind of played all year round.
I guess you could play it whenever.
Yeah.
I don't know like when like the school version of that is, but I feel like if you play like on a travel team or whatever, you can play all year round.
I have no idea.
I don't know. NHL hockey season is still happening.
We did not have hockey in my school.
That's true.
I'm still enjoying watching the Rangers lose. That's a fun time for me.
I have no hockey experience or knowledge.
Listen,
except from the
I
Mighty
grew up an
Ducks.
Islanders kid. My father used to work for the Islanders, so when I watch hockey, I pretend to care sometimes, but that's just about as much as I can possibly muster. I can watch it more than other sports, though. I like it more than every other sport. I'll give it that much.
I actually like hockey. I like watching hockey. I don't know. I was like raised a Devils fan. It's the only sports team that New Jersey has. It's that. It's be a fan of the Devils or be a fan of a New York sports team.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's true.
So
I know my dad likes the Kings, but that's all I got.
Shouts out to listener Caitlin, who's a Wild fan, and once in a while we'll talk about it. She has a fleece blanket with the logo. It's exciting for me whenever I see it.
I think my dad met Magic Johnson at a LA Kings game once, and he has a picture of it at our house. Fun fact.
Well, you're going to have to post that on the Instagram now.
I will. Next time I go home, I will.
Shouts out, Mr. Baker.
Shouts out to Scott. Scotty
Shouts
boy.
out, Scott.
All right. Oh yeah. So I think we're with Eli and Fiona.
I think we're at beach volleyball.
My next note is Charlie.
Yes.
Charlie brought in bed
bug
bugs. Oh yes, because it is Eli and Fiona.
Like looks at her bites and he's like, "That looks like a bed bug bite," and then like looks up what bed bugs look like and shows it to Fiona, and she's like,
"They have eyes," which is like, yeah, they're alive. That's what alive things have. Also, like, as someone who's lived in New York for a really long time, I'm very afraid of bed bugs. I've seen so many lives ruined because someone wanted to like go to fucking a movie theater, like making a bad choice.
He's such a vat. You could just bring home bed bugs, and everything you own has to be put in a bag and has to be fumigated. It's just a fucking nightmare.
It's a nightmare. My old coworker, when I worked at Weight Watchers magazine, had bed bugs in her apartment, and I was like, "You can't be near me because I'm very afraid."
When Jamie, when a mutual friend of ours, like they first moved here, it was actually in my neighborhood. They had bed bugs and had to like literally they had to evacuate their apartment and like move to the a couple buildings down.
Yeah, it like uproots your life. They're
like, we can't hang out. We have bed bugs.
They basically have to like microwave your apartment. It's insane. Yeah. It like melts all your stuff. It's crazy. And when I first moved here in 2009, it was like the height of like the bed bug epidemic. Like everyone was freaking out. So like when I moved, my mom was like, "You can't go to the movies. You have to be careful." I was like, if I get bed bugs, I get bed bugs, but like fingers fucking crossed. But now anytime I have any sort of bug bite, which is like all summer because I sleep with my windows open, I'm like, bed bugs.
I know. I've had that. Yeah, but it's like, no, it's because the windows open. My girlfriend came home from
college one summer with bed bugs, and to this day, like this was 8 years ago. To this day, her mother still, like, every time she feels uncomfortable, she's like, "It's because those bed bugs. It's because those bed bugs you bought back in 2010. She had to keep all of her clothes in a plastic bag in her car for months. It was a disaster right here.
It, like, uproots your life.
Oh, that's a nightmare. Yeah. As we see happen to Fiona in this episode.
I'm here for the Fiona and Eli friendship still, as previously stated. It brings me so much happiness.
Then do we have a scene where Anya's like, "I got an interview," and it's like weird. Owen is weirdly good at advice, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And then Holly J like openly hates Owen because Owen is like at their beach volleyball in the gym game, and this is before Holly J goes on her like diatribe. They're setting up, and Owen. I've been drinking. Owen's there. And Holly J comes over and she's like, "Oh, you're here." And I'm like, and my note is just, Holly J openly hates Owen and same.
And then I don't remember what happens, but he says something equally like blah, like not very nice. And she's like, "That means he brought his hockey friends to play volleyball for you." And I'm like, "Oh, Anya, it's just like, you just like ignore all the bad things."
Well, that's like Anya's entire vibe. Yeah. That's like most of her personality.
I also wrote that, like, I swear, guys, I didn't know that this episode had a like teenage girl beach volleyball game in it. I swear. I just want to let you guys know I had no idea.
But it's so on brand for you.
It is, and I really had no clue. And I remember the episode happening because I remember Holly J and the pigtails, but I did not remember this happening then.
Also, since when does Degrassi have this weird, like, open volleyball gym room with all the windows? Has this been a thing? I was confused by this when we were watching
I thought this was their gym the whole time.
Was it? Maybe we're just seeing it at a different angle.
We're just seeing it at a different angle, I think. This has been their gym the whole time.
Nothing makes less sense to me than this volleyball tournament, though.
I'm very confused by it.
Also, so during this volleyball tournament thing, earlier I think we learned that Connor and Wesley's girlfriend are like making an app to like learn how to get dressed.
Connor created the Clueless closet.
Yeah, I literally wrote down, is he making the Clueless thing?
Yeah, he just created the Clueless closet.
And during this weird tournament, Connor goes into the fucking girls' locker room again to take photos of their clothes. And
which is insane, by the way.
Allegra wrote, "Connor, stop stealing clothes, you freak."
Because he is. Like, it's just bananas. And also, he's like, he stole, and then he steals a bra, and then Allie comes in, but she doesn't necessarily see that it's Connor. She just sees a guy.
Because he pulls up his hood and then, like, runs away and knocks her down.
Yeah.
Which is not.
Here's what I want to know about this situation. Now, Connor lives with Mr. Simpson in the Simpson household, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
That being said, couldn't he just, like, through Emma's she left behind?